So, well done, mate.
No, well done, team.
I can't believe it.
I know, it's been
yeah,
great.
well done. Yeah.
I was surprised.
I can't believe it, but let's just, you know, state what it is we've just done. We've basically won
the first
ever Oxford Business Startup Launch at the Side Business School in Oxford.
Yep, 2014.
2014.
6 teams, really good, strong teams.
Very, very strong teams, some very good competition.
Sure.
It was pretty tough, eh?
But
we pulled through.
Right to the end, it was up to the wire we was working.
Absolutely. Started on Friday evening at 5 o'clock.
Sure.
We've been locked in a room, well, kind of locked in a room and a beautiful breakout cafeteria area at the business school here.
Yeah.
But over the course of we put in 50 hours and feeling pretty washed out, but at the same time elated, I guess. Yeah.
I've got to tell you, when Phil said, and the winner is, for a split second, I was looking to see who that team was. Even though it's our name, right? You know, it was.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah. And then we looked at each other with shock.
Well, let's just describe what it is we came up with, shall we?
Well, sure.
Yeah. So, do you want to say the name of the
name?
thing?
Yeah, sure. It's Dozen, D-O-Z, apostrophe N.
D-O-Z, apostrophe N, and that's it. Dozen, short for a dozen, basically.
And the point is that we were trying to create a way in which people who want to organise an event would organise it to bring in 12 committed activity partners, participants on a particular activity.
For a get-together, basically.
Yes.
A get-together. It's not 2 people going out to dine for a meal. It's not 4 people, kind of, you know, your usual crowd of maybe your very closest mates doing something together. It's actually solving a problem which is out there, which is it's a lot of hassle to get 12 people, which is a nice number, because the reason we chose 12 was because it's a nice number, isn't it, for a group? Think about it, activities, football teams.
Good enough for the disciples.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 12 disciples, 12 angry men. You know, it's a number that's out there, and it's divisible. It's an even number that's divisible in several different ways.
For sure.
It's
you know, the most divisible number.
4 times 3.
Yeah.
6 times 2. 2 times 6. 3 times 4. 1 times 12.
Yeah.
So there's lots of possibilities there.
Permutations, team events.
And that's why we thought it was a great way of actually kind of bringing a nice number of people together in a social environment to do the kinds of things that people love doing. Tenpin bowling, go-karting,
pub quizzing,
pub quizzes,
you know, 3 teams of 4.
Exactly. And even, you know, there's interest group meetings together or get-togethers. You know, my dear missus meets at the school gates and has good chats with the ladies, the mums at the school gates, and you know, she'd love to have a night off and you know, let her hair down a bit with some of the girls from the school. So, you know, 12 of them together, having a way to actually be committed, and that's the key, Dorian, isn't it? Being committed to the event in a short window of time is what Dozen is all about, isn't it? Any thoughts?
And, well, I've got to say, I mean, I'm thinking about what it is we won. Apart from the feeling of producing something of value, we also gained some top expertise access.
Yeah, exactly. So really the weekend has been, you know, the winning is nice. It's a nice feeling, but it wasn't really about the winning, was it? It was about going through the process and having some really top-class mentors in the business world from Oxford and around Oxford and further afield come and help us, mentor us through the whole process.
Sure.
And that's been a steep learning curve, but a really great and valuable experience, hasn't it?
Well, it's afforded us the ability with this win to strengthen those things that we basically have learned over the weekend.
Exactly.
You know, we've gained the opportunity to talk to other business entrepreneurs and ask and basically pick their brains on
What's your kind of big takeout from the weekend? What have you learnt that you didn't know on Friday before you started?
I've learned that even though I had trepidations, if you just put your heart into something, anything can happen.
Yeah, that's a great thought, isn't it? I mean, you know, sometimes, you know, you can kind of lose enthusiasm, and therefore, if you don't believe in something, an idea quickly dies a death, doesn't it?
Sure, sure.
But even with that enthusiasm, for me, it's been about actually taking that heartfelt passion that you can believe in this, but being guided and steered in the right direction, because often we can be a bit deluded, you know, if we've got the wrong direction to go in. Sure. You can easily find yourself going down a cul-de-sac. But I think what amazed me was how we had people come on board alongside us,
yes,
join in the conversation that we were already having, and basically help us to hone in on something that actually works.
And
for me, that's been an amazing experience.
And obviously we had the components, all the different elements that made this a successful weekend for us.
Yeah.
That maybe we're alien to begin with, you know, creating graphics, producing physical representations of what would be eventually an online device, and yet we conveyed the message enough because we did put in the efforts.
We spoke to the judges at the end, and we kind of asked them what it was about our idea that pipped us, and about our pitch, 4-minute pitch, in front of 4 judges, 60 odd people in the room, pretty tough, nerve-wracking situation, but somehow we stuck to 4 minutes. I was pleased with that.
Yeah, for sure.
And some of the teams went over a little bit. We managed to just nick it in the nick of time, as it were.
And the 2 minutes after, where there are questions from the judges,
yes,
I think you handled them very well.
Thank you, mate. You did too. And I think you know, it's real team effort, because I mean, you know, it was all about kind of moving through a 4-minute slide presentation and making sure those judges were crystal clear on the idea, and I think that was a really team effort. And
we were the only two. We were only two.
We were a team of two.
Team of two.
Only team of 2 out of 6 teams.
Maybe that could have been an advantage.
Maybe it was. Maybe that worked in our interests. You know, I mean, it's a classic business model, isn't it? Founder and or 2 co-founders.
For sure.
You know, it works well. So it was. Good work,
partner.
Mate.
Well
Very
done.
good. I really
Congratulations.
Impressed. I was going to say you too. I think on the judges front, one of the things they seemed perhaps most impressed with, the thing that pipped us to the post perhaps, was we came up with a minimal viable product. You know, it's classic Eric Ries, the lean startup. You know, this is some of the stuff that I know you've read, I've read. Do you want to say anything about how that minimal viable product looked?
I think it looked great. I think the idea that it conveyed on a normal...
What was it?
Poster board.
Yeah.
You know, we had a representation of what a screen would look like.
Yeah.
And with alerts and notifications.
But the point being, it was hand drawn. It was scribbled on a
Nobo. Nobo board.
with marker pens. You know, but
we even sellotape the answers, where people put their answers in, the responses in a box to the Nobo board.
Would they come to the event that we'd planned for the evening?
Yeah.
The point about that being, it was rough and ready, but it validated our idea.
It did indeed.
And I think people could see it. I think the people who our co-startup buddies could see that, but more importantly, I suppose the judges saw it in 4 minutes. So,
and you can imagine how many things they've seen over their entire.
Yeah, these guys are seasoned entrepreneurs and angel investors, so they know what they're talking about. They know what they're looking at, and they could have easily, you know, if it hadn't worked, I think they probably would have steered us in a. We wouldn't be sat here as winners, would we?
For sure. Yeah.
All
I know is for the oncoming months, you know, obviously we're going to look into
the possibilities.
Yeah, because if 4 guys of their calibre experience has basically put the thumbs up to two guys, and with saying their idea is looking good, viable,
yeah.
Then we would be stupid not to pursue
go
forward. Yeah,
exactly.
Sure. So thanks again once again.
Dorian, my man, it's been absolute joy, pleasure, and privilege.
Nice one.
Just so the folks back home know, we've never met each other in our lives before, have we? Before Friday, so
less than 48 hours, just over 48 hours ago.
Yeah, exactly.
We've never met.
So it's pretty impressive to see how you can bond with somebody you've never met, form a business with someone you've never met, and come away from it totally inspired with a real possibility of moving forward with a viable business. So
indeed,
my man, very good work.
Nice one. You take care.
God bless.